Right. When the dust settled, you guys solved 11 murders tied to the Mafia, secured 71 convictions. Some of the crimes were 20 plus years old, put multiple Mafia figures in prison on RICO, and basically dismantled the entire DeCavalcante organization, something that rarely happens.
Yep. And the thing that was interesting too is because of all the people that we flipped, back then it was the first time for a trial that we were able to put every level of a Mafia structure family on trial to testify, meaning we could put an associate, a soldier, a captain, and a boss, all from the same family to testify against the same family. Powerful stuff.
So how does this tie into The Sopranos?
Okay, so there are so many similarities between the show and real life. First of all, as I said, this case starts in January of 1998. The show started in January of 1999. How the show starts is, if you watch the first season, in the first season, the real boss, I think his name is Jake April, dies of stomach cancer. In real life, Jake Amari, the boss of the DeCavalcante family, dies of stomach cancer in June of 1997. Very ironic. Second of all, you have the strip club angle. When Vincent Palermo has the strip club in Queens, Wiggles. Third of all, you have the union angle. The DeCavalcante family, that's their bread and butter. They control two unions. First of all, they control Local 394. That's the labor union. And they also started Local 1030. That's the asbestos union. So if you watch the show, they have the no-show job, they have the no-work job. That's all throughout the show. Then you have the gay angle, which we discussed before. John D'Amato was killed because he was gay. Then you have the stock fraud angle in the show. In real life, Philip Abramo was a DeCavalcante captain who was known as the Wizard of Wall Street. Very smart, successful guy, where numerous mob families went to him to make money. Then you have the meat market that's in the show. I don't want to say the name of the real meat market in New Jersey, but there is a meat market that they went to all the time. And then what was the kicker was, the show, as I said, started in January of 99. We actually have a consensual recording made by Ralph in March of 99 where the DeCavalcantes are discussing the show and they're saying, that's you, that's you, that's you. That was priceless for trial. The trials that we talked about before.
Wait. I just got to stop you right there. You mean to tell me that the real DeCavalcante New Jersey crime family talked about the show, The Sopranos, about a New Jersey crime family, and that conversation was actually played in court?
That was
and
awesome.
Used to convict these guys?
Yep, it was priceless. And because of that, what would happen in court is Judge McCasey, who went on to be the AG, tremendous judge, when you were in his courtroom, he owned the courtroom. He actually had to give instruction to the jury to make sure that the show wouldn't taint their judgment in the trial. So there was like 3 trials that he had to give that instruction about The Sopranos. And we played that tape at trial. And it happened in March of 1999. And as I said, they were discussing the show themselves. So as I said, consensual recordings are the best evidence to have. Title IIIs are kind of like leads because the mob guys are smart enough not to really discuss too much criminal activity on the phone, but consensual recordings, they don't know they're being recorded. So that's the best evidence to have. So we were able to play that consensual recording in court. So there's so many similar things between the show and real life. Even though the director of the show says he hasn't spoken to someone, it just seemed really odd to me that, we can just talk about how many things are similar between show and real life.
So who is the real Tony Soprano?
I would say it's Vinny. But the thing that the show gets wrong is no mob boss is going to go to a shrink and talk about their family life or the personal problems that they're going to have, because that shrink would not be around for long.